Yes, welcome to the Jamaica Young Police channel. Yeah, this channel is an anti-criminals channel, and we are against everything that's it's criminality. Yeah, man, we don't support no criminals in no way or far. Whether police in a uniform or police out of uniform. You understand? Yeah. So yeah, today we are going back and you know I have been talking some people um that I have met being, when I was a young police officer in Clarendon and all over, in Jamaica. And well, this is what a few of them said that in Jamaica, the police are more corrupt than the criminals. I want you to listen, These are criminals, These are people who are involved in nefarious things in overseas, And this is what they say in Jamaica, the police are more corrupt than the criminals. Why is it so important to you? Yes, who's listening, all of you who are tuning into the channel. Well, why should you be concerned about it? Well, you have to be concerned, because corruption breeds criminality. You understand? Corruption doesn't exist in a vacuum. If this is true, that means it is systemic. That means individuals were protected. That means people who were involved in malfeasance receive promotions rather than punishment. You understand? Corruption is never linear. It's always as variables. If they lie, they will steal. And if they steal, they will kill you. As Christmas is coming closer for many Jamaicans who live overseas in the United States of America, Canada, and the United Kingdom, you know, in a particular England, some of them have to be saving extortion money to give to their favorite police gazette officers to enjoy their stay in Jamaica. No, really, I didn't even know this. You understand what I'm saying? When I was a police officer down in Jamaica, that people have to be paying extortion money to visit Jamaica because of what they're doing overseas. This one is new to me. I used to hear the little utterance and all them, the utterance, where people within the ghetto would say, you understand, they would impart certain information, but I didn't know this is how in depth it is and how it's systemic it is in the police force. You understand? So if they do not want to go to jail, and because of this trend that has been going on for years, some of these men who are overseas and involved in various illegal activities of selling drugs, among other things, have to pay up before entering Jamaica. If not, there is a warrant with their names for crimes that they did not commit or have knowledge, but because of the communities where they are from, are those who knew about their overseas activities. They are complaining that what these police officers are doing to them is nothing short of police corruption. Well, that is no corruption, that is extortion to you. You understand, a crime. So, police corruption, which is defined as acts involving the misuse of authority by a police officer for personal gain for himself or others, and excluding police misconduct motivated by factors other than personal gains, is a very sensitive subject among police personnel in the Jamaica Constabulary Force. Because if you report the corrupt police officer or officers to the top brass, you do not know if the person you are reporting the misconduct is acting in concert with the perpetrators. Yeah, that is true, So let me give you an instance of corruption of gazette officer who was my crime chief at St. Andrew South. There's a certain gazette officer who is serving in the Jamaica Constabulary Force today, October 16. You understand? And, I'm telling you, man, you know, and asked me, and the same gazette officer asked me a certain question about the integrity, character, and credibility of the crime officer of my division and thought that this officer was a man with an impeccable character and someone trustworthy. After speaking to the same officer, the late DSP, Roy Denzeboyd, warned me to watch my back as the same police officer called my crime chief and told him everything that I had shared in confidence with the Gazette officer. At one point in my career, four senior corrupt police officers at St. Andrew South wanted me dead because of my exposing their corruption in truck robberies, kidnapping, murders, and shooting. Yes, so this now have nothing to do with clapping like them and all those people. You understand what I'm saying? The furthest, the highest rank of these people that they exit the police force was a deputy soap. So all of you people is nothing to do with clapping night and all them and ox and them people. They're nothing like that. This is a different thing. You understand? Yeah, and people from X6 and all kind of thing. You understand what I'm saying? You know, the man called me after the man asked, this officer asked me certain things because the man know the kind of person I am. You understand? You know, and I told the man the things about the corrupt police officer, involved in all kind of things in St. Andrew South, the truck robberies them that was going on there, and the major role that these people play. You understand? You know, because I spoke up against their corrupt deeds, they wanted me dead. You understand? A lack of candor, truthfulness, and honesty hinder the effort to deal with corruption and to develop community support for confronting it. The considerations as the complexities of defining corruption, its impact on typical police organizations, such as the Jamaica Constabulary Force, and the quality of police service, it costs magnitude, pattern, and contributing factors. Types of corruption, both external, internal, and organized corruption are presented. The problem of administrators taking a strong stance against corruption include acquiring evidence, maintaining moral, assisting the integrity of supervisory personnel, legitimizing police discretion regarding unenforceable laws, public education, tenure for administrators, recruit training internal and external investigation units, prosecution of corrupt police officer, and reward for honest police officer, which are non-existent in the Jamaica Constabulary Force, are listed as remedial measures. So if the Jamaica Constabulary Force want to rid itself of corruption, they have to start rewarding honest police officer, which is not going to happen. And the reason why I say it's not going to happen, the Jamaica Constabulary Force do not reward honest police officers. Let me remind you, people who are listening, the Jamaica Constabulary Force do not reward honest police officer. And you will be like, okay, so most of the police officer, them are gazette officer, are criminal. I am not saying that all of them, but I am telling you that they do not reward honest police officer. And the reason being is that the Jamaica Constabulary Force do not reward honest police officer and look no further than Sergeant Hubert Llewellyn, who's paying a high price for his ethics, honesty, and truthfulness by giving evidence in a case involving a senior police officer, Member of Parliament Darrell Vaz, and others. He is still at the rank of sergeant, which is a sign to show that if you are not corrupt, do not look for any elevation in the police force. So if Sergeant Juber Llewellyn was a corrupt police officer, he would be promoted. Hey, Llewellyn would be even a soup now, and he's still a sergeant, and he's paying the price of being honest. So when they're talking about getting rid of crime, they have to get rid of it first on the police force. You understand? The strengths and weakness of each methods are to use of an open exchange of ideas and a thorough exploration of police corruption is essential. Developing techniques for coping with the problems of corruption in the Jamaica Constabulary Force. Some of these men who are from Mandeville, that are the men who are living in foreign. Some of these men are from Clarendon. Some of them live in Mandeville, Manchester, Spanish Town, St. Catherine, Kingston, complain that they are tired of having to pay to return to Jamaica where they were born, as the extortionist police officers were using their powers to shake them down. Sometimes these police officers would visit unsuspecting residents whom they did not know, and because of the communities where they live, they would shake them down for money. Currently, so these men I'm talking about, the various police officers. Some of them past, some of them present, who shake them down. You understand? And they talk about even they say boy, when I gazette officer and them, he used to be in St. Andrew South. Um, Gazette not is, and it's not cowboy. You understand what I'm saying? So I'm just, you understand. So don't, not because I say St. Andrew South where I used to work. It's not cowboy because some people, you understand. So, people from Cockburn, Pen and stuff like that. You understand? They call the name of the, and it's not. It, they never say anything. Say they are cowboy or shit them down for extortion money, not cowboy. You understand? So this topic I just using them photo and them Rennie Adams and bigger for just show them say a police officer them retirement. You understand? You know. So um yeah, man. So the man them complain, man. Them say them tired of paying extortion money to a certain to they mention a certain senior superintendent of police who is currently in the police force. You understand? And them say, boy, um, they say that this senior superintendent who cannot travel to the United States of America because the Americans have canceled his visa. So they say the senior superintendent is using his surrogates and people who are close to him in America to collect these monies before these men can get safe passage into Jamaica and to avoid being arrested and placed in a cell for Christmas, for the Christmas holidays. One of the men sent a voicemail to this channel and was able to listen to a conversation between a man and the senior superintendent of police. I don't know if it's the senior superintendent of police, but I was listening. The police officer used to work in Clarendon and is my junior man. What most police officers do not know, there are no honest criminals. To be a criminal, one must be dishonest and able to ignore their conscience. Criminals do not like when other criminals who have power extort them, and some were even contemplating and exposing the police officer and others. They have this scheme going on in Jamaica. What can the government and the police hierarchy do to protect Jamaicans who have never been arrested and charged, much more convicted of a crime, to feel free when they are in Jamaica and not to pay extortion money to these police officers? Well, look, I don't know, you're going to do it, but you have to understand, that in Jamaica, that a lot of these police officers, they have coverage. When I say coverage, things will happen and you will swear that something will happen and guess what? It will just backfire and turn back on the person who made the report. You understand? Because I know of a police officer, who reported another a gazette officer, who's corrupt, And it's when he realized, hey, the police that he report the man to, is his friend, and they turn on the man, the man have to yell up from the police force, And the man said biggest mistake that he ever make on them thing because he thought that he was talking to somebody honest. So you have to be careful, police officers, who you talk to and who you make a report to. You understand? Because everybody has squaddy and that's really sad. You understand? That happened to me too, you understand? Could have lost my life, but yeah, with the blessing of God, I am still here. You understand? And it's really sad. You know, I am telling you, man. But to get rid of corruption, it's it's a lot of work. You understand? A lot of work. So one man complained that it started from a certain police officer who was in charge of a squad. He used to send his subordinate to visit men who were suspected of being involved in drug dealing in foreign countries. So yeah, so he's saying that a man there's a certain police officer who used to have a squad. Him used to send him subordinate to visit, and the man them have list of everybody, him saying who the suspect of involved in nefarious thing overseas. They complain that these men complain that they are entrepreneurs who had worked very hard and I had to be paying extortion money to these policemen. especially the senior superintendent of police who is now serving, who has been who, and he said one of them who was being worshipped by the Jamaican people is not an honest police officer. Yes, they are happy that some of these police officers retired from the police force. Still, it seems like they have make a will and give it to other police officers. No, so so what they are saying, they are saying that these corrupt police officers who retire, it seems like when they were leaving the force, they make a will, and pass it on to other police officer. You understand? So they're saying that they just keep paying extortion money. So although they think that these men are got them retire and their time, because they say even they have to give them a retirement package. No, no. This one is really funny and them thing. The man them said them have to give police them retirement package. Like, hey, no, sorry for that. Sorry, my viewers and subscribers. You understand? And it seems like they have make a will, the man them say, and will them out, them their names and number to other senior police officer. So they will think that when these men retired, everything will be good. They said no, sir, the cycle continue and they're tired of paying extortion money. When this time of year draw near, Christmas is the time of year when they demand their money. Every year they increase the same like inflation. No, I cannot believe this. Oh, somebody said they're saying that the police their they increase the money every year just like inflation by telling these men that the cost of living in Jamaica is very high. Also, they have to bring suitcase of clothes for them as if these police officers are their responsibility. Why? It's sad still though, but you just have to understand that the police are more corrupt in Jamaica than the criminals. That is what they are saying. You know, and it is really, really sad. Corruption is never linear. It's always variables. If they are lie, they will steal, and if they will steal, they will kill you. Yeah, man. If you haven't subscribed to the channel as yet, yeah, this is the time to subscribe. Yeah, man. Click on the notification bell and like the video. When you click on the notification bell, you'll be the first person line up to get the next video. And this is really sad, that in Jamaica, some police officers are more corrupt than the criminals. But honestly, the fascinating part about this is that the criminals, they are saying that they have to give police retirement packages when time they retire. I mean, I tell you, I never hear not like this, but hey, thanks for watching. Have yourself a beautiful day. Blessed love. Cool.